Hey guys, just a quick impromptu response to the president's speech, which I thought was excellent. We watched here as a family. Just off the bat, great leadership. Really to be able to take a lead both strategically. There's a strategy that's in place, and also personally for our leaders to take massive salary cuts. I think just shows good leadership, prudent. It's good in the um, the climate that we're in, and this is really just an encouragement to the guys that are listening in, and to the Christian community, guys in our church community, guys in our city, just to get behind this. It's all very well having a strategy for the country, but unless we as individuals, as churches, as communities, as businesses, whoever's listening to this again, on the back of our previous feed earlier on, just to have uh, some some collective action around this, especially those of us that are leading, those of us that have got an influence over other people. What an incredible opportunity to get behind the president's speech. The one big thing that comes out from a lot of his talks when he addresses the country is that of solidarity, working together, operating together. It takes every single person to do this thing and to do it well. It's not about panic. It's not about fear, but it is about working together. And so remember, God's word says where there's unity, he commands a blessing. He's talking concerning the church, and I really think that Christ followers can have an incredible impact. So from a strategic point of view, he's talking around three areas. The one is intensified public health. And when we bring this down, when we filter it down to the man on the street, to the household, to the community that meets, we're talking about being very diligent in our public health practices, in all of the things that he said around washing hands, public hygiene, etc., etc. This is not just for country leaders to talk about. This is for parents to speak about in the home, to do it in a proper way, in a disciplined way, but in a fun way, just to let the family know that this is what we do. It's about adapting to a new way of life. And so the first part of the strategy is around public health. Let us listen to the president. Let us listen to our leaders. God's word commands us to do this. And they are leading well, but we need to lead smaller groups in our communities and in our cities, for those of us that have got influence. The second part of the strategy was economic support. And I want to appeal to those of us as individuals. This is not the time to hoard. This is the time to be generous. This is a time to be creative. For those of us that can do work and generate income online, I think it's a great thing. For those of us that have got a little bit extra and can help others, for those of us that can support small businesses, for those of us that can keep on. Remember, most of us have supported our domestic workers, those that work in the garden, those that might service other things like swimming pools and clearing out dirt bins and things like that. If we can manage to still pay them and support them and do the work ourselves, I think that's solidarity defined on a grassroots level. I think if we're able to do that, that is incredible. So besides the health issues and the economic issues, he's reminding us again that South Africa is one country, the social support to the poor and the vulnerable. Friends, this is not a time to isolate and look after ourselves. This is a time to have a look at the country as a whole, to have a look at our communities as a whole, and to see how can we reach out. In Acts chapter 2 talks about the New Testament church, and this was only the Christian community. We've now got an even bigger community within our region and our country, but it says that they shared all things in common. So one family's got 3 loaves of bread, another family's got no loaves of bread. Bread gets shared. One family is encouraged and strong, another family is battling and fearful and concerned about the future. They share, they encourage, they help. Now is the time to do that. It's an incredible time for the gospel. It's an incredible time for Jesus. and it's an incredible time for practical Christianity. Here's where the rubber hits the tar. I think it was a great speech, good leadership. Let's get on board. Let's get behind our president, and let's see how strong this country can really be in God. Let us push into Jesus. Let us push into the gospel, and let us push into what practical Christianity is really all about. So God bless you. Sorry for the late stream, but God bless you. Have a good evening. Chat tomorrow at 9 o'clock.